Pro-Western war hero Petr Pavel looks set to sweep Czech presidential vote.
Here's a summary of the article.
Retired NATO General Petr Pavel, 61, looks a clear favorite to beat billionaire former Prime Minister Andrej Babiš in the Czech presidential election runoff on Friday and Saturday. 8 candidates stood in the first round vote when Pavel edged out Babiš with 35.4% to 35%, and with right and center backing he has since wooed the voters of several of those also runs. The 61-year-old Pavel was decorated as a hero of the Serbo-Croatian War. Pavel then led the Czech General Staff from 2012 during Czech involvement in operations in Afghanistan and in 2015 became NATO's Military Committee Chair, an advisory position to the alliance's Secretary General. Since announcing his presidential candidacy, peers have argued that, in his early adulthood, Pavel was more closely affiliated with the communist regime than he admits, saying he was in fact trained to be a spy in NATO countries. Pavel won the endorsement of several parties in the governing centre-right coalition of Prime Minister Petr Pavel while Babiš secured backing from longtime ally Zeman, whose last term expires in March. The peace mission in Croatia was an early indicator of the determination that took Pavel from enlisting in a Warsaw Pact army to a high position in NATO. "We got into several tense situations and he always managed them with deliberation and calm," retired Czech General Ales Opta, who served in Croatia and also with Pavel, told Reuters.
This post received a score of 9,200, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Currently 60% of districts counted, Pavel has 11% lead, 300k votes. And the big cities he's bound to win. Predictive models currently have him at 58 to 59%. Almost 70% turnout is also very nice. It's pretty much over. Fuck Babiš. I'm so glad it's such a decisive victory. He won't be able to pull a Trump and try to claim the election invalid. He will bitch and whine but he can't actually do anything about it. Edit. It's been called, Petr Pavel will be the next Czech president.
I'm so glad he won. The debates were hilariously one-sided. Great news for a lot of people.
You now understand why a lot of them don't do debates anymore. Over 70% turnout is fantastic and Pavel won by almost 1 million votes, 3.35 m versus 2.4 m. Finally a decent president. Truth prevails.
Thank God. Finally a president we can be proud of and not that narcissistic idiot who only feeds on fear and empty unrealistic promises.
#RUBIT in our faces, why don't you? Just kidding. Incredibly happy for the Czechs.
I'm so glad that the lying manipulative pose won't become our president, most probably.
Congratulations Czechia. Finally you will have a sane and rational president after the embarrassments of Klaus and Zeman.
This guy led his unit to save the life of 55 French soldiers during the Yugoslav Wars BTW.
Okay, that explains why he is a Czech war hero, because I was sitting here trying to remember what wars Czechia, or Czechoslovakia, would have fought in, and wondering if he was 120 years old or something.
He was also the chairman of the NATO Military Committee until 2018 when he instead went into politics. So him being pro-NATO also isn't exactly a surprise.
He didn't go into politics. He retired. And he only announced his presidential run in the summer of 2022.
So you're saying he retired and came back because things were going to shit?
The results were bloodbath. 58.2% of eligible votes for Petr Pavel last election were 52.3% for Zeman.
Congrats, he seems like a sane president.
And thank fuck for that.
Gratuluyum Bracia.
Lol, everyone at Europe is thirsting for him. NGL, I can totally see why.
The dude is like a wet dream for NCD. Cue the NATO wave. The new official daddy of NCD.
Please sir, maintaining containment is hard enough as it is.
Proud to be a Czech today. Finally a president I can feel represented by.
Soldiers do not start wars. Politicians start them, and then soldiers solve it for them.
Is this quoted from him? If so, I know nothing about any of this and like the dude already.
Good on our Czech brothers, well done.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.